The McScam that took McDonald's and Monopoly for $23 million. How one man rigged McDonald's Monopoly for 12 years. 24 million stolen, one fry at a time. The FBI couldn't believe it was this easy. Ever played Monopoly before? Sure you have. Ever cheated during the game? Don't lie. Of course you did. We've all done it. But none of us managed to get away with $24 million, now did we? And I'm not talking about Monopoly money here. Back in the 90s, a nobody named Jerry Jacobson did exactly that. And he did it to two of the most iconic brands in the world, McDonald's and the board game Monopoly. Pulling off this multi-million-dollar scam was called the McMillions scam. And this one has all the ingredients for an Austin Powers sequel, road cops, mob bosses, a board game, and enough Big Macs to give you cholesterol just hearing about the craziest scam of the 90s. Put your bib on, roll the dice, and let's tuck in. Before we get to the fated collaboration between McDonald's and Monopoly, we need to look at Jerry first. Jerome P. Jacobson was a guy who was down on his luck. A few injuries ruined his dreams of going to the military. Then in the late 60s, he finds out he has a neurological disease that causes partial paralysis, ending his new dream of being a police officer. Now, ex-military and ex-cop, he and his wife move off to Atlanta, Georgia for a much-needed fresh start. They divorced 2 years later, but not before his wife managed to snag him a job at the Dittler Brothers Printers in 1981. Now, the Dittler Brothers company needs some explaining. You see, the Dittler Brothers is a company that prints scratch tickets for lotteries and stamps and stickers for major competitions. It might sound like just another printing company. Sure, a niche one. But what's the big deal about printing tickets? Well, you're talking about millions, if not billions, of dollars worth of prizes for just about every major grocery store, fast food, and industry that wants to pull in customers with competitions that are based on just being lucky enough to buy the right product at the right time. Overseeing the printing process required Jerry to make sure that the factory workers making the tickets and stickers didn't walk off with millions of dollars worth of winning tickets. The level of secrecy and security is about as tight as printing money would be. And for 8 years, Jerry did a fine job of running the operation. Theft under his watch was nearly non-existent. His military and law enforcement background was apparent, and those under him were terrified of getting on his bad side. He searched every worker's pockets and shoes before they docked out for the day, followed them to the bathroom, and even sat in during breaks to keep any group conspiracies from brewing. In 1987, 6 years into his position, was when McDonald's and Monopoly collaborated to make a board game-inspired lottery called the McDonald's Monopoly. How the rules worked was that for a few weeks every year, you had the chance to pick up a free printed poster of the Monopoly board at McDonald's, and with every food item you ordered, you got a sticker with it. Those stickers would then be matched to the squares on the board. Collect all the stickers, and you got the grand prize. Or if you were especially lucky, you could get a sticker that was not a collectible, but instead it gave you an instant prize. From small things like free menu items, all the way up to $1 million cash prize. Viewers living in the United States and Canada will know all about it, since this lottery's been all the rage for 38 years now. It's as legendary as the Powerball. And now back to Jerry. 8 years into working for Dittlers and 2 years of printing the McDonald's Monopoly stickers, he got a promotion. He was now in charge of transporting the highest valued stickers and game pieces to the randomly selected stores that would be giving them out. With this promotion came high-end hotels and first-class flights paid for by the company and a massive salary bump that gave Jerry $840,000 annually, nearly $1 million a year in 1989. To say that Jerry was living comfortably would be the understatement of the year, all for a mission that had to be conducted with the utmost secrecy intact. Jerry, for all his years of faithful and strict service, was perfect for the job. Only, all that luxury and money got real boring real fast. Make no mistake, Jerry didn't run this scam because he was desperate for cash. He just wanted to scratch his danger itch. He stole a $25,000 sticker that he was transporting just to see if he could get away with it. Jerry obviously couldn't claim it himself, so he handed it off to his stepbrother, who cashed in the prize for him. When Jerry was sure that the tickets weren't being traced after they left the printing warehouse, he geared it up a notch. The next sticker was worth $10,000, which he sold to his local butcher for $2,000. So Jerry gets $2,000, and the butcher walks away $10,000 richer. Jerry did this for 2 years. each time using those 3 months that the competition ran for to sell as many stolen stickers as he could, without involving any of his close friends or family members, pocketing a few grand with every sale. And Jerry's luck kept coming. He probably would have been caught after the first year or two of doing this, but a McDonald's employee got caught stealing over 3,000 game pieces in a completely unrelated event, and all of the focus turned to that criminal instead of the much bigger one that had risen to the top of the pyramid. McDonald's overhauled their entire system. They sealed the winning tickets inside tamper-proof envelopes. If Jerry dared to open any of them, it would be glaringly obvious. It became impossible for Jerry to steal anymore, so he was forced to quit the gig for nearly 3 years. Fast forward to '95, when McD's changed their security protocols again, this time putting the stickers directly onto drink cups, a system that they still do to this day. Naturally, the top security guy, Jerry, was tasked with delivering the winning stickers inside their tamper-proof envelopes to their designated locations. During this change, the company in Hong Kong that produced the tamper-proof envelopes accidentally mailed an order to Jerry instead of Dittler's, where they were supposed to go to. Now armed with a stack of thousands of resealable envelopes, Jerry was ready to pick up the scam again, but this time he was going to go bigger than ever before. The first ticket he stole was the $1 million jackpot, which he mailed to a children's hospital. This had nothing to do with charity though. Nope. Jerry wanted to see if the sticker could get traced, but it was chalked off to an anonymous donation from someone who got the sticker by legal means, and the hospital was awarded the $1 million with all of the cameras, press, and even Ronald McDonald himself in attendance. Not sure that the scam couldn't be traced, Jerry dived in. He roped in Gennaro Colombo, a big head in the Colombo mob family, and the mafia had enough people at their disposal to get the tickets to all corners of the country to seemingly unrelated winners. The winners took a small cut, then Jerry got a small amount, and the mob got the biggest piece of the cake. He once sold a $1 million ticket for just $50,000, but he had a lot of tamper-proof envelopes and even more tickets at his disposal, so it didn't matter. At the end of the day, Jerry's earnings from these back alley sales were amounting to millions, and the mobsters wined and dined him even more than the company that trusted Jerry so completely did. Jerry got so deep in the mafia way of life that he started openly partying with them. He dressed the same way and even changed his name to Geraldo Constantino to fit in with his new buddies. They gave him the delightful nickname Uncle Jerry as an inside joke. As you can probably tell by now, Jerry, or shall we say Geraldo, was becoming the living embodiment of the tale of Icarus. He flew too close to the sun, believing his new criminal family and their lives of luxury and immense power would protect him from anything. For 3 years, the scam continued until Gennaro Colombo suddenly died in a car accident. Jerry now had to settle for a lower-level mob contact by the name of Don Hart, and Hart didn't have nearly the connections that the Colombo family did. Hart kept passing off the stickers to characters with known criminal records, and it only took a few months for someone to notice that an abnormally large amount of convicts were cashing in on the prizes. And that someone was somehow connected to the Colombo family, who were now all bitter toward Jerry for taking this multi-million-dollar scam to some lower-level street rat. And if you know anything about the mob, it's that they don't look kindly upon people who take business away from them. The FBI received a tip about an Uncle Jerry running an illegal prize-winning operation. It didn't take long for the FBI to put the pieces together. In 2000, the investigation kicked off in earnest. McDonald's agreed to let the scam run for another year to get enough evidence. They were still making their profits from the promotion, so it wasn't like they were losing money. The feds tracked down 20,000 previous winners, wiretapped so many phones that they had over 200 hours of conversations in evidence, and they kept a close eye on Jerry, allowing him to continue on his operation until an old family friend, struggling with an immense amount of medical debt, cashed in on a $1 million ticket. That led them to the discovery of 3 separate $1 million winners who all lived just miles apart from one another in Florida. 2 of them were related to Jerry, and the other was his old friend with the medical debt. In the end, the FBI organized the delay in the last 2 winners' payouts to spread distrust among the group. It worked like a charm. All the big players knew something was up, but no one knew who was behind it. They caught the players engaging in heated arguments in public, practically admitting to everything without even knowing that they were being recorded. All in all, 8 people were arrested in 2001 after Jerry had orchestrated the McScam of a lifetime, tallying up to the colossal amount of $23 million of stolen winnings. And Jerry, he probably got a couple of decades behind bars, right? Wrong. You see, Jerry had a get-out-of-jail-free card in his back pocket this whole time. He knew about another scam, a scam that McDonald's was running themselves. You see, this competition plays off in the US and in Canada, but every time the random generator happened to choose a Canadian store, they'd rerun the random draw until it landed on an American location, ensuring that no Canadian ever won any significantly valued prize. McDonald's had been doing this since the McDonald's monopoly began in 1989. In exchange for his testimony, Jerry was offered a deal. The FBI took all of his assets, fined him $12 million, and reduced his sentence to 37 months in jail. Yep, the swindler of the millennium got less than 2 years in prison, not to mention that his entire case, which should have been huge news across the globe, went almost completely unnoticed, because most of the court proceedings took place just as 9/11 happened. Meaning, Jerry got to live out the rest of his life somewhere in Georgia. He's in his 70s now, and on more than one occasion, he's been approached about making a blockbuster about this outrageous mafia-infused con that took the Golden Arch Clown for 23 million Big Macs. And after the HBO special on his story, let's face it, it's only a matter of time before Ben Affleck and Matt Damon finally get the rights to the movie they've been eyeing since 2018.